All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Check In. Check In. I'm here with Mr. Eric. We are
Good.
here to get your week started off right with some encouragement, with some words of inspiration. Um, Mr. Eric, what you want to say hi to everybody?
What's good, everybody? Love y'all as always, and we gonna jump in and see if we can't get y'all started off this week on a positive note.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. The main topic for today, I'm gonna hit it real quick, give y'all some inspiration for today and some goals for this week. The topic that we chose for today is win today. All right. So what our goal is to give you some insight on how to set up your day in a way to where once you go to bed at night, you feel like you accomplished something, like you won. And so so there's certain things that you can do when you wake up in the morning to prepare yourself for a great day. And one of the things, some of the things that I do when I begin my day is I have goals on a daily basis, and they small goals, but these small goals kind of give me momentum throughout my day. So I start off my day with things that I know that I have total control over, things that I know that nobody is. It'll be hard for anybody to stop me from doing these tasks. Like these tasks are all on me. And these are goals are like when I wake up in the morning praying. Like that's a goal. When I wake up, I pray. All right. So that's a I start my day off in a positive way. And when you start your day off with prayer, um, it clears your mind, you know. It's just a moment between you and God. It's a moment of the direction, a moment of peace, a moment of just silencing everything around you and just looking within yourself and hearing from God on things that you want to accomplish, on things that He wants you to accomplish. That's a great way to start your day. Another great way to start your day is well, I do a workout. That's another thing I do every morning. I work out. Again, this is something that I have total control over. I don't have to rely on anybody else for me to do this. Like it's up to me to wake up in the morning and get on my knees and pray. It's up to me to go to the gym and work out. All right, say you don't have time to go to the gym. I know y'all in school, so of course you're not going to the gym unless you're in college. But you can do 10 push-ups, in your room. So that's something that you can easily can control. Or say you like to read, like I'm gonna read 10 pages of a book that I have. I'm gonna read 10 pages. Like just you set your day up for little. You start your day off with little tasks that you have control over and you can complete. And like those are just small wins that add up at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you can at least say, you know what, I did this and this and this, right? So that's something that you had control over, and things that you can say at the end of the day, I did this, I accomplished this on this day. Eric, you want to chime in on that?
So our our days, I guess, start off in reverse. So when I wake up in the morning, that's when I do my quick prayer before I'm out for the day, because I wake up just in time to throw on my clothes and get to work, because I'm not a morning person at all by no stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
But what I do is when I get back home in the evening and when my night hits, I make sure that that is when I get my prayer time in. That's when I read my Bible. That's when I study. I make sure that I have my goals set for the day as well. And so my goal ultimately is just to get as much done as I possibly can given the day that I have in front of me. So I want to make sure that I maximize all of the time that I have. So with with my days, and I have a lot going on like a lot of people do. So because of that, it's hard for me to have a set schedule, because I have two or three other schedules that I have to deal with just with other people, and I never know how that's going to work out. So my goal is just to not have idle time. I know each day I want to study my Bible. I make sure I do that. I want to study my Greek because I'm learning Greek. I make sure I leave time to study that. And when I'm not doing one of those two things, I'm making sure that I'm doing something that's going to put me in a better place on tomorrow. I'm making sure that I'm studying something. I'm making sure that I'm taking care of whatever business that needs to be taken care of so that when I lay my head on my pillow at night, I can say, you know what? I may not have done everything that I wanted to do, but I maximized the time that I had. So my goal is not to have a lot of wasted time. Now, in order for me to do that, I've had to do things like pull away from Facebook for a little while and stay off of video games and apps on my phone. So I don't spend a lot of time on apps on my phone. But because I'm not spending time doing that, I'm finding myself in a position to be more productive and I'm able to get a lot done. So that is kind of my focus. I want to read and pray at night, and when I get up in the morning, I'm trying to be as productive as I possibly can. Because right now, just me in my life personally, I have a new normal. So I'm still trying to figure some things out and navigate my way through what my schedule looks like right now. So it's all about trying to maximize my potential for each and every day. What can I do today that's going to make tomorrow a little bit easier? More importantly, how can I get more of a fixed schedule? I know that there are some things that are going to come up that are out of the norm, but how can I fasten my schedule or fashion my schedule such that I know exactly what I need to be doing and when I need to be doing it in order for me to be able to maximize my day? That's kind of the approach that I take.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we have different days and two different ways of approaching it, but it was two things that it's very similar that we both do in that day. And the main thing is probably pray. Um, I'm a kind of person. I'm kind of in like a constant prayer between me and God. It's like a constant connection. It is a moment like in the morning, most of the time in the morning, to where okay, it's more of the get on your knees or just sit there and meditate. But I can be driving and still do the same thing, especially when the day can get overwhelming at times, or it might just hit me, that I need to say a word. um, the other thing is, um, again, like I said earlier, it's things that we can control. We're not relying on other people to come in and pray for us, or
Yeah.
we're not lying for other people. We're not involving other people in these tasks. Like these are tasks that we can, for sure control on a daily basis. And one thing you said is you try to make your day as fixed as you can, right? And that gives you control over your day, which take away anxiety and take away stress. Like I know at this time I gotta do this time I gotta do this time, like that adds so much peace and takes so much stress away from your daily life when you have control over every aspect of the breakdown of the day. Of course, things are going to pop up here and there, but as much of your day that you can have under control, the less stress you're gonna have at the end of the day.
And the more productive that you're going to find yourself having been throughout the week. Yes, sir.
Correct, correct. All right, all right. So we did put out there if there was any other topics that y'all wanted to address, and we got two great questions that came in. One came in from D, and the other one came in from Tianto Clark Jr. Little TJ, he hate when I call him Tianto. But we're gonna hit Mr. Clark's first. All right, so Mr. Clark, Eric, I'm gonna let you expand first, and then I come in after. How do you maintain good mental health?
How do I maintain good mental health? First thing for me, I mean, what we just got finished talking about, prayer. That that is always going to be first and foremost for me, because I have an understanding that, my God lives, and I have an understanding that I live my lifestyle in a way in such that I try my absolute best to honor what the Bible tells me to do. In other words, I try to live like the Bible tells me to live. Try my absolute best to do that. And so when I do that, I know that the creator of everything is going to be looking out for me. So there are passages in the Bible that give you if then statements, basically. If you do this, then you can receive these types of blessings. And so I don't do it for the blessings, but the blessings don't hurt at all, I promise you. So that's the first thing. And so because I know that I am in a heavy pursuit in my with my relationship with God, I know also that He is going to protect me from certain things and situations. The Word of God says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not to your own understanding, but in all of your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight." So what that actually means is, if you honor God in the way that you live your life, then He will give you direction. And even when you find yourself in a place that turmoil may be looming, or there may be some conflict going on, He will remove the obstacles that you're facing. And so whenever I go through something, I acknowledge what I'm going through. I make sure that I address it, and do everything that I possibly can to, one, avoid the situation, and two, honor the Bible in the way that I handle the situation. And so when I do that, I know that this situation is only going to be temporary. I'm not going to add any unjust or any undue trouble, or respond or react to something in some kind of way that's going to make the situation worse. And that's a part of maintaining mental health as well. So I'm not going to do anything that's going to make my situation worse. I'm going to pray about it, and I'm going to seek counsel on the best ways to handle the decision. And so, because I'm making sure that I'm not doing anything that makes the situation worse by itself, then that's going to preserve all my brain function, and my anxiety level, so I can move forward and pretty much have a real good understanding that this too shall pass. This situation won't last always. So that's just my approach to things initially.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from you is um your relationship with God is very key in maintaining your mental health. And just to elaborate on that, when I hear like mental health, I'm thinking about anxiety. I'm thinking about depression. Um, Thinking about being overwhelmed with a situation or a circumstance. And what a relationship with God does, when you have the relationship with God, you understand he is in total control, and he has you. When you have that relationship with him, you're covered. So for you, that takes away the anxiety, that takes away the depression, because God says, I have you. I will protect you. As long as you're you're with me and you're doing the things I asked you to be, and you're in a place where I asked you to be, and you're praying and you're studying and you're putting yourself in a position, I got you, that's where you don't fall. And that will take away a lot of depression and anxiety that you deal with on a daily basis. And also, when I think about depression, anxiety, um, a lot of times people are in a space where they don't feel like they are in control of their life. They feel like things are out of control, and that goes back to adding the structure in your lifestyle, adding the purpose in your life, and all that adds up to having health, like health in your mind. So I'm like, man, this is a complex question. Actually, you can just keep going and going and going. But the main thing is, you know, having God in your life, that's major. Having people that you can talk to is major. People that you trust, people who's going to lead you and guide you, and can help you talk through and walk through the situations you're in, and being open about it. You know, don't go off in a corner and not talk to anybody and feel ashamed of what you're feeling or what you're going through, but expressing it, like calling it out. Like, don't be bashful, don't be shy. Like, if you being overwhelmed with a situation, or things that go on in your life, like call it out. Like, call that person that you trust. Call your parents. Call your mentor. Y'all know y'all can call me and Eric at any time. But if you're going through something, like reach out. Like, first reach out to God, and then reach out to your parents, your mentor, your pastor, your youth leader. Reach out, and trust me, like the people around you that love you, they really care. And if you're going through something, like, they're gonna be there to walk you through it.
That's very real. I just have, one more thing that I really want to say about it. And I always say, well, I've used the term live like the Bible tells me to. I try to my best to live that way. But in the book of Galatians, in chapter 5, verses 22 through 23, we are given what most people call the fruits of the spirit. And so that means that I need to live every day with love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So if I try to exhibit all of these behaviors on a regular basis with everybody that I come in contact with, even when they get on my nerves, even when they may not deserve it, these are still the examples of the temperaments that I'm supposed to have. And if I maintain that, then my mental health is going to be okay. I just have to figure out. Sometimes people make it difficult. People get on your last nerves. People, they try their best to take advantage of you or to mistreat you in whatever kind of way. But that is where you have to leave some things up to God and say, hey, I see what you're doing, but I'm going to let God deal with that, because he said, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. And so I'm going to still treat you with the love of Christ, and I'm going to keep it moving. And so when we realize, because we are people, we're men, we take offense to stuff. We're not gonna let you get over on us in any kind of way. That's how I was raised. That's how most men are raised. That's how most people are raised in general. But the Bible gives us a different subscription on how to handle situations like that. A lot of times we take offense, we get aggressive because we're angry, but that's not the way to handle the situation. The best way to handle the situation is with your mind. Make sure that you make the best decision in the moment that's going to give you the opportunity to put yourself in a good position with people, so that you will ultimately have a good name for yourself. Because one thing about having a good name, it will carry you very, very far. You will get the benefit of the doubt. You will, when things go bad and certain things happen and it's a group situation, people not going to look at you first. They're going to say, yeah, you might have been there, but we know you weren't involved in that. And so I can't tell you how many times that has actually worked out in my favor, because people knew my character. They knew my character, so they knew I wasn't involved in whatever may have gone on. And so that is one thing that I really want to impress upon you guys. Live your lifestyle in such a way that people trust you, because they trust that you are very consistent in your behavior and in your integrity.
All right. And the last thing I want to say is like, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. You're not going to have life figured out at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You're not, you, it is, there's no age where you're going to have life figured out. I mean, there's going to be peaks and valleys all through life. And if you're in a valley, that's not the end of the world. You're going to come back up. You're going to have another peak. Give
Yeah.
yourself grace. Like, don't let your situation overwhelm you. Like, God is there. Like, the people around you are not going to let you fall, but so far. And if you are trying to do what's best, or you trying to live the right way, you're not going to fall. You're not. You're going to seem like you fall, but you're not going to fall. God's going to be able to catch you. He's going to put people around you that's going to catch you. He's going to put people around you that's going to hold your arms up when you can't hold your arms up. Like, it's going to work out. So give yourself grace and like understand you're going to make mistakes, but don't make mistakes not trying. Make the mistakes trying and doing your best. And like and people see, God sees when you're truly trying. He sees your heart. And if your heart in the right place and your intentions in the right place, you're not gonna stay down for long. I promise you. I promise you. He's gonna send people in your life that's gonna keep you up, is gonna pick you up. I'm 37 going on 38. I still have my bad days. Eric, I'm not gonna call his age out, but I mean I'm sure he still have days. But the
Yes,
thing
sir.
is, if you're going at life at 100%, again, I say going at life 100%, not going at life being perfect. Going at life 100%. I mean, that's all you can really ask for. It's all you can ask for. So my last point on that is like really like give yourself grace. Don't take this situation that serious. Don't take that relationship with your girlfriend that serious right now. Like don't take, stuff you're dealing with right now that serious because man, y'all so young. Y'all so young and it's so much to experience, so much to learn. And in these rough moments, in tough times, that's when you grow the most. That's when you learn the most. And those are moments that build the most character. Those are moments that build the best testimonies. Those are the moments. So embrace life. Don't take yourself too seriously. Just go at it 100%, doing the best you can. Live like Eric say, live in the way that God is proud of, you're proud of. You'll be okay. I promise. I promise. Anything else, Eric, on that?
Um, just to kind of piggyback off of what you said, man. There is absolutely nothing in this life that can break you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing except you. That's it. And the only thing that you can do to break yourself is give up. If you give up and stop trying, that whatever you do, whatever purpose God has for you, if you just work at it, or if you just live your life in the way that He's pleased with, there's nothing that you can do to be broken but give up. That's it. If you just try, you're going to make it. All you got to do is try. Try and believe.
Yes, sir. Amen. All right. So we had one more check in. Let's get into that one. All right. So this is from D. All right. He said, in pursuit of a purpose, a path, whether it be a career or goal, is there ever a point to consider just giving up? D. Um,
Can I go
okay.
on this?
Yeah, you can go
Because
ahead and go. Because
I have a little personal experience with
okay.
this one. So when I was younger, I was a really, 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 really good basketball player. I was an athlete, put it that way. I played baseball, football, and basketball. I started at them all. I was really good at them all. As a matter of fact, football was my first love. And so I played football until a doctor told me that I was going to have to get reconstructive knee surgery if I continued to play. So I stopped playing football and I focused on basketball. And When I was in high school, I was really good, but the problem was I couldn't stay healthy. And so, in order for me to play, I only played one full year of my senior year. In order for me to make it through that full year, I had to play at about 65, 70% all year long. And so, I didn't really shine like I could have. And so, when I went to college, I wanted to walk on a basketball team, kept getting hurt every time I tried for 4 years, well, 3 years. And then finally, that third year, I got hurt during before the tryout, so I couldn't really try out, and I ended up rehabbing and coming back, and I played against the basketball team, and I did my thing. And so they took me to the basketball coach, and the guy wouldn't even let me come in and practice. He wouldn't give me a shot, no nothing. And so pretty much I dropped sports, all sports from that point forward. I just focused on my graduating from college. And so after I graduated, I didn't have nothing to do. And that time in my life, I was really trying to reestablish my relationship with God. So I would wake up in the morning, I would go pretty much job hunting. I would come home, I would eat, I'd read my Bible for about 3 hours, and then I would have nothing else to do but go to the gym. But I was going to the gym and I was staying long hours in the gym because I knew if I wasn't in the gym, I was probably going to be doing something I had no business doing. All right. So when I got back in the gym, I started falling back in love with the game again. And up up until that point, I was like, well, I know I'm injury prone, but I know I love this game. And I say it doesn't seem like God wants me to play this game. And so what I did was I prayed. I was like, God, if if you don't want me to play basketball professionally, at least let me know that I was good enough. So about a week or two later, because when I had rehabbed and I had gotten back in the gym, oh, I was better than I was before. And about a week or two later, I had I run into this guy that I used to play against out in Baton Rouge, and he just disappeared, didn't know what happened to him. Well, he played professional overseas and he had retired and he had become a scout. And so he told me that he wanted to pretty much get me into the NBA. And I talked to him on a Wednesday. By that Friday, I was in DC training and I tore up my knee. Now, this was the thing about it. After I tore up my knee, that was what? That was that Saturday that I tore my knee up. So when I tore up my knee, I had absolutely no pain. As a matter of fact, I finished that game. And when I finished the game, I just walked off the court and went home. And I laid down and I thought about everything. I thought about the prayer that I had prayed. And by me not having pain in my knee, I'd had multiple injuries. I know what kind of pain you have when you tear your knee up. But I had to realize, okay, this is God's way of telling me that I am good enough, but this is not the path that He has for me to take. And so, because of that reason, because I prayed that prayer, because God gave me that sign that I needed, then I was able to walk away from the game that I love. And so now I'm walking in the purpose that God has for me in the moment. And I'm okay with that. I'm good with that because I understand what He has for me is a greater calling and assignment than what I really wanted for myself. Of course, I would have appreciated that, I
Right.
always wanted to play some ball, but it's bigger than me. And that's the thing that I had to realize. It's not just about me. It's about, God's plan for my life, and it's about what's best for my family. And so with that, I had to, just pretty much accept God's judgment and move forward and not be bitter about it. So that's my perspective on that.
Right. Yeah. So pretty much, you a lot of times we have an idea of what we should be and we have idea of what we want to be, but ultimately God has His purpose on us.
That's
And
it.
And it'll be a time, it'll be a moment to where, you know, that will be clear to you, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty much what you were saying. Like, I'm a person, like, on a personal level, I would never tell anybody not to follow their dream or not to follow what they feel like their purpose is, because I do understand, you know, that hunger and that like stubbornness it takes to get to certain levels. To
Yeah.
become a pro basketball player, it takes a stubbornness
Yeah.
um to get there. You like, I'm playing basketball, I'm waking up, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this, I'm gonna be a basketball player. So, and me being like a business owner is a stubbornness to get to the successful side of it. But at the same time, you have responsibilities in life. And it gets to the point, especially when you have families and things like that, that you have to balance that. Okay, I'm going for what I feel like I should be doing. I haven't got the clear answer from God yet of his purpose of my life, but I'm still pursuing this, but I got bills to pay. I got family to take care of. So comes to the point to where you got to be responsible. You got to be a responsible adult. That's not saying that, you know, that it's not your purpose or it's not meant for you, but maybe it's just not the right time. So
Yeah.
but the thing is, you have to be a good steward of what God has put in front of you right now, and in the situation you is right now. So you can get some, especially as you get older, and you don't have parents paying your bills. You, you don't have parents to cover you. It gets to the point to where you have to be an adult and take responsibility over yourself. And at times you might have to sacrifice that time playing ball, or if you're trying to be a rapper or whatever you're trying to be, it's a time where you got to put that to the side. You're like, okay, I got to take care of this so I can maybe one day get to that purpose, right? And again, like sometimes just ain't the right time. But that's not saying just throw it away. It might be like a different way to use that gift or use that passion that you might
Yeah.
not even thought of. But if you just go about life in a purposeful way and just taking care of what God has for you right now, uh, you know, it might one day it might be revealed to you of your true purpose or how you can use that gift in a different way, and you still live in your life in your purpose and God's purpose. Because a lot of times, if God gave you a gift, He wants you to use it to serve Him, but you might not be in a place to connect that dot yet, and maybe
Yeah.
you need to go through a transition or go through a delay until it's time for you to show that gift, but like to the world. So at the same time, it's possible you never give up on the dream, but the main thing is to seek God first, for one, seek God first, and also take care of your responsibilities. And if you put God first, you taking care of your responsibilities, and you being a good steward of what God has given you today, right now, eventually, the dots are going to connect, and you're going to find your purpose, and you're going to find something that you love to do that you're not going to mind waking up every day doing. But the thing is, you gotta, get that relationship with God, be a good steward over what you have right now. Continue to learn and to strengthen, that side of you, that art, that talent, whatever it is. In your spare time, you can continue to dabble in that, kind of see where it can take you, and then let God lead the way. And trust me, if you do it that way, your life will be awesome, great. It'd be a lot more peaceful. It'd be a lot less stressful. Your day to day won't be such a tug of war. It's a tug of war, and then you might be doing something like, oh, like I hate I'm doing this. Then you got bad attitude. Then your work performance is bad, and things like that. It's like you got to keep everything, and you got to keep a good perspective of everything that's going on in your life. And just because you're not succeeding and doing that today, don't mean that's not what God has for you in life.
That's real. I know somebody right now. God, his goal was to go to the NFL,
Mm.
and he ended up taking a wrong hit, and pretty much doctors told him, is like, yeah, you can play again, but we can't guarantee that the next hit is not going to end up in a putting you in a bad situation. And so now he's pretty much preparing himself to start doing personal training. So he's going to be training athletes, other football players, so they can do the proper strengthening and conditioning. So what happened to him won't happen to them. And he's loving doing the whole strengthening and conditioning thing. After he got to thinking about it, he was like, you know what, it's like it's a lot of wear and tear on your body when you play professional sports. But he's like, as a personal trainer, he's like, I get the fulfillment of being around the game and helping people to better condition themselves so they don't sustain these types of injuries. And he's good with that.
Yeah.
He's very good with that. He's working his way towards that because he has other responsibilities, like you were just talking about. He doesn't have his parents paying his way anymore, so
Right.
he
Yeah.
he has a family now.
Yeah.
So he's doing it in a responsible way, but that's what he's working towards. So even though he's not necessarily where he wants to be in life, he's not doing exactly what he wants to do, he can have a smile on his face and he can go to work and be happy because he knows that he has a goal that he's working towards. And that makes all the difference in the world. I mean, I'm not exactly where I want to be, Tony. I'm sure you're not exactly where you want to be either.
No.
But because we have our daily schedules and our daily plans in place, we know that we are working towards our goals. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that either one of us can ask for, is just to have another chance on tomorrow.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, we're gonna end today right here because we want to keep it kind of short so y'all can take all this in, but before y'all start y'all day on tomorrow. But if y'all want us to elaborate on one of these topics, or y'all have a different question y'all want to ask, y'all know y'all can just check in, like the name of the podcast say, just check in, send it to us. We'll love to address it. Um, we're gonna try at least response once a week on like Sunday evenings. But if we see a topic that we need to go ahead and hit, we might do some other ones during the week. I'm not sure where our next meeting is gonna be. I'll be in contact with y'all on that. But again, good luck on y'all week. Keep God first. Take care of your business. Take care of school. Take care of work. Um, again, like set small goals up throughout your day for you to win. And like any team, when they win like a championship game, that feeling of winning, the feeling of accomplishing something that you set out to accomplish, I mean, it's just contagious, and it just puts you in such a positive space. Put you in a positive space. It can be so small. Like when I'm at the gym, like I set a goal, I'm gonna do 10 minutes on the Stairmaster, 400 steps. And when I hit that 400 step under 10 minutes, I won. That's a moment. I celebrate that moment.
Yeah,
It's small, but what that does to my mental is so powerful. It's
yeah,
so powerful. And just doing small things like that, like, hey, I'm wake up, I'm gonna read like a chapter in the Bible. And once you finish that chapter, you can sit back and say, man, I said I was gonna do that, and
and
I
I
did.
did. Yeah,
Right. And then like, so say you have a goal of being like a lawyer and doctor. Like that small little time, that mindset, a transfer to that larger mindset. When you can handle those small victories, when you can work to those small victories, that's exercising a muscle. It's exercising a muscle for you to get to those larger goals. And that's all it is. It's all it is. But again, like set them small goals and be excited when you hit them goals. It might be, I'm gonna make a B on this test. I've been making C's all semester. I'm about to make a B on this test. That might be a goal, like a short. And when you make that B, like call me. I'll give you a ice cream cone or something, and we're gonna celebrate that goal. We're gonna
that's
celebrate it. All right. And like I said, the more you celebrate, the more you want to win. And the more you're gonna win, because you appreciate the process it takes to get to that point.
That's it.
But I'm gonna end with that, man. I love y'all. I'll be in touch. Eric, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you back, brother.
All your words and your insight. Until next time, love y'all.
Love y'all, gentlemen.